I wish someone would have handed me this list before I moved to Dayton. No regrets. I would make the same move again, but there are things that I would have done differently. Things that would have saved me real money, time, and stress in those first 6 months. Because Dayton is not one simple market. 2 homes can be 15 minutes apart and give you a completely different life, a completely different school system, and completely different tax bills, different commutes, different home issues, and different resale strength. So today I'm breaking down 10 things I wish I knew before moving to Dayton, Ohio. And number 6 is the one I would never skip because it is the one thing that can turn an affordable house into a very expensive mistake. I'm Anthony Mahone, a firefighter, paramedic, and full-time realtor in the Dayton and Miami Valley area. And we help people live smart and move confidently when relocating to Wright-Patt and the Miami Valley. We'd love to help you get home to the Dayton area. Let's get into it. Number 1, Dayton is a region, not a city. This is the thing that trips up almost every relocation buyer that I work with. Someone says, I'm moving to Dayton, and they mean something completely different from the next person who says the exact same words. Because Dayton is really the Miami Valley, a collection of cities and townships that each run their own show. Beaver Creek, Centerville, Huber Heights, Springboro, Fairborn, Miamisburg, Vandalia. These aren't just different neighborhoods, they carry different school districts, different tax rates, different commute profiles, and genuinely different feels to their daily life. Pick the wrong pocket and you'll see and feel it every single morning when you're sitting on traffic and every single month when the tax bill arrives. Number 2, the suburbs are not all the same. And that distinction matters more than price tag. Here's how I break it down for my clients. If schools are your top priority, Beaver Creek and Centerville consistently draw families for that exact same reason according to niche.com. If you're working with a tighter budget or need faster access to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Fairborn and Huber Heights gives you both. If you want older homes with real character, front porches, tree-lined streets, walkable blocks, Oakwood and Bellbrook are worth a serious look. And if a newer build is what you're after, Springboro is where that inventory lives without making you drive to Columbus to find it. The point is this, your actual life should drive the suburb decision, not just whatever house happens to be in your price range on a Tuesday afternoon. And for families, school districts lines matter. Sometimes 2 homes that are 10 minutes apart can put you in a completely different school district with a completely different resale picture. Number 3. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base shapes this region far more than most non-military buyers even realize. Even if you've never set foot on an Air Force base and have no plans to, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base runs quietly in the background of nearly every real estate decision in this housing market. Housing demand spikes hard during PCS season, which is permanent change of station, and the military move cycle. That pushes competition in Fairborn, Beaver Creek, Riverside, and Huber Heights every single year. Traffic on State Route 444 and 675 moves with the base shift schedule, and the regional economy stays steadier the most comparably than other size metros, partly because the base employs tens of thousands of people, and that payroll doesn't vanish when things slow down. You don't have to be military for any of this to affect your purchase. Understanding that footprint just helps you buy smarter. That's the geography side. Now here's the stuff that actually costs people money and the buyer safety issues that most buyers never see coming. Number 4, commute matters more than distance. And in Dayton, those 2 things are not the same. I've had clients fall in love with a house because they looked 12 minutes from work on a Saturday afternoon test drive. Then they moved in, tried it on a Tuesday morning, and discovered the State Route 444 near the base, gates back up hard during shift change, or US 35 and I-75 interchange turns into a parking lot the moment any construction is running, which in this region is basically a permanent season. I-70, I-675, State Route 4 all have choke points that don't show up on a map. My advice before you make an offer, drive the actual route at the actual time you'd leave for work. The construction is actually a good sign. This region has been putting serious money into infrastructure for years, and that investment tends to push property values up over time. But knowing that doesn't help you when you're late for a shift. So basically plan the commute before you fall in love with a house. Number 5, Dayton is genuinely affordable, but run the full number before you celebrate the list price. This one catches buyers off guard basically constantly. You stack a Dayton house against what you were looking for in Columbus or Cincinnati, and the sticker price looks incredible. It is cheaper, and I won't tell you otherwise, but the list price is a much bigger monthly payment. Property taxes in Montgomery and Greene County can differ from each other in ways that can shift your payment by hundreds of dollars a month, and both can run higher than people moving from other states expect. And add homeowners insurance, utilities on a 2,000 square foot home built in 1962, and a realistic maintenance budget, and that payment looks very different from whatever your mortgage calculator told you. The number that actually matters is your mortgage plus taxes, plus insurance, plus utilities, plus maintenance. Run that number every single time for every single house before you get attached to it. Number 6, this is the one I care the most about, and the one that your home inspector might walk right past. Dayton has a lot of mid-century housing stock, beautiful homes, solid bones, real neighborhoods, but some of those homes are still running on electrical panels that should have been replaced 30 or 40 years ago. Federal Pacific and Zinsco are the two brands I tell every buyer to talk about and look for immediately. If either one shows up on the inspection report, I would not ignore it. I would price it into the deal before moving forward. Knob and tube wiring turns up in the older inventory here in the Dayton region, and it's worth taking seriously, not just flagging and moving on. Water is the other issue I see constantly. Aging sump pumps that haven't been serviced in years, drainage grading that pushes water toward the foundation, not away, gutters packed with debris, and radon levels run elevated in parts of this region. It's invisible, so you won't know without ordering a radon test. So before we write any offer, I tell my clients, ask about the panel brand, pull the sump pump service reports, order a radon test, and walk the perimeter to see how the ground slopes away from the foundation. Those 4 things will tell you more about what the house will cost you over the next decade than anything else in the report. Number 7, the weather here is real, and so is what it does to the houses in it. Dayton gives you all 4 seasons. Winters can be cold and gray, summers can be hot and humid, spring can bring strong storms and heavy rain, and if you are moving here for a warmer or drier state, that can catch you off guard. But the bigger lesson is not just the weather, it is what the weather does to the house. A poorly insulated attic will show up on your utility bill. Bad grading can push water towards the foundation. Old gutters can overflow during heavy rains, and an aging sump pump can become a real problem when a storm rolls through. This is why basements, drainage, gutter, grading, and sump pumps matter so much here. When you walk a home, look at how the yard slopes, check for water stains in the basement, ask about the sump pump, look at the gutters, and plan for a dehumidifier if the basement feels damp. None of this should scare you away from Dayton. It just means that the weather here will test a house, and you want to know how that house handles before you own it. Number 8, Dayton doesn't announce itself. You have to go find it. This is the one I see most transplants get wrong, and I say that having watched it happen over and over again with my own clients. You land here, you're busy getting settled, and for the first few months, you end up grabbing dinner at whatever chain sits closest to the exit ramp because it's easy. Then 6 months pass, and someone back home, where you're from, asks how you like it, and you say, it's fine, kind of quiet, kind of small, and you've genuinely missed the city. Here's what actually is waiting for you once you go looking. The Dayton Dragons play at the Day Air ballpark downtown, and a minor summer league game on a summer night is one of the best cheap evenings out there you'll find anywhere in Ohio. The Oregon District is a legitimate neighborhood with real restaurants, real character, and the kind of block that takes a few visits before it actually opens up to you. The Metro Park system across this region covers hundreds of miles of maintained trails, and if you haven't spent a Saturday morning on those paths, specifically Germantown Metro Parks, you really haven't seen the entire Maumee Valley. Yellow Springs is 40 minutes east and worth every minute of that drive, and if you need a bigger city weekend, Cincinnati is 60 minutes south, and Columbus is 75 minutes to the east and north. You get mid-sized city costs with 2 major metros inside a tank of gas. That combination is genuinely hard to find. Number 9, Dayton has real history, and most people who live here don't know half of it. The Wright brothers weren't just born here. They built and flew the first powered airplane here. And the region has never fully separated its identity from that fact. The National Museum of the United States Air Force at Wright-Patterson is one of the largest air and space museums in the entire world, and admission is free. Carillon Historical Park tells the broader story of Dayton's industrial past in a way that actually holds your attention. NCR started here, and the cash register was invented here. The innovations that came out of this region across the 20th century changed daily life for people on every continent, and most current residents couldn't name 3 of them without looking it up. That history isn't just trivia. It's why this region has a manufacturing and defense base deep enough to keep the local economy steadier than most comparably sized metros during a downturn. When you buy here, you're buying into a place with real economic roots, not just a housing market built on a hot streak. Number 10. The mindset shift. Number 10, give it 90 days before you decide what you think of this place. Every relocation client I've worked with hits a wall somewhere around month 2, and the excitement of the new house wears off. The routine hasn't locked in yet, and the city still feels unfamiliar enough to be uncomfortable. That's the moment people start questioning their decision about being here. I've been there myself. It felt smaller than I expected at first, and the winters felt longer than the forecast made them sound. Then generally, it started to feel like mine. Dayton earns your loyalty. It doesn't put on a show for you up front. The people who push through month after month always end up planting roots. The people who judge it too early to leave before the city ever gets a chance to show you what it actually is. If Dayton is on your list, do the homework before you move. And if you want help sorting through the areas, the homes, the numbers, the link to reach me is in the description below. Live smart, move confidently, and I'll see you in the next one.